Hello and welcome to Code Vein. I'm a little ways in now. I wanted to come back on some impressions of this game because my impressions from the demo were pretty bad. But after having seen some footage on Twitter and seeing some reviews on the game, I decided to go ahead and pick it up, and I'm glad that I did. I've really liked this game so far. I am a couple bosses in, but I think that this game has a lot more to offer than what I originally thought it did. And so I wanted to show off a little bit more of what it can do. See you later. Louis, calm down, buddy. There's a lot in Code Vein that you don't learn by the game telling you. Like, it doesn't teach you a lot of things that you really kind of need to know. Oh, hello. But you'll learn them either from messing around with the game or from someone telling you or going online. The biggest one would be how to do that combo that it talks about in the... Yep. In the demo, in the tutorial. It just tells you the button combination for the combo, but it doesn't say how to do it or what triggers it or anything like that. But it is a basic attack followed by R1 and X on PS4, and it allows you to get a drain combo. You can charge up your veil attack, and yes, there are veils that the demo doesn't really tell you how to use either. And this one has a nice little ranged attack with it. And then there's so many different blood codes that allow you to mix and match playstyles. I really think that most people will wind up with a completely unique build compared to compared to everybody else. I think that you will very quickly find a style you want to mess around with and find a way to make it work. And as you can see, this game, it gets crazy really quick, but at the same time, between your counters and your various attacks, I think it's actually a lot of fun. In some ways, I like the combat of this more than a lot of other Souls-likes. Love this spear, man. The spear is so good. Not as upgraded as my halberd, but do really like it.
Watch your step here.
You have a counter that can be kind of difficult to pull off, depending on which veil you're using. The basic claw counter is super easy to use, whereas some of the other veils have more difficult counters to use. I think the most difficult one I've seen so far is probably the snake veil. We left some items back here. Oh, that one's up there. Right. I actually am really enjoying the story so far. I like some of these characters quite a bit so far, and I'm really excited to play more of this game. It has won me over in a way I did not think it would. Let's show off a couple of these veils, though, because I do think they're really cool. So, this is a version, and of course the veil changes your outward appearance as well, which is really nifty. This one is also the swords, but has stats gained for white magic, light attacks versus the dark attacks that I've been using. There's the hounds, which are really cool, and allow you to counter attacks with them as well. Then there's the basic claw, as you saw in the demo that I had. It has, again, the easiest counter, I think, so far to pull off, but it's pretty cool. I like it. And then you have the thorn. I always hit the wrong button. Sorry. Which is super sick. I love it so much. But it's not as good stat-wise for the build that I currently have. So I'm already looking forward to another playthrough using a different build that will allow me to mess with that. And then, of course, blood codes. Quite a few of them already. And I'm still pretty early on. But I really, really like what the game has let me do. So far, there's been a lot of different enemy types, even if they are like variations of the same style of enemy, that have different type attacks to them as well. And the Ichor system that I originally thought was going to be super draining, where you constantly had to balance how much Ichor you had versus the skills you were trying to use, and then it would limit the skills you wanted to use, is actually really easy to manage, and you can get it back just by regularly attacking enemies. And you can also get it back even more by doing things like this. I haven't got close. I almost should have countered that one instead, but another one right around this corner too. See, you gain quite a bit of Ichor from that as well. I definitely think the combat gets easy for the most part when you have all of these tools, because mainly your enemies don't, which makes it crazy just what you can do that they don't. But there are certain enemy types that can do some of that stuff. So it definitely is something to keep in mind. You're not invulnerable for sure. I do think so far pickups in the world have been really cool. A lot of it is loot based, so you do have the problem of maybe you just got bad luck. But hit him with that. We'll do one of these. There we go. However, I do think the actual loot that you can get is really interesting. The focus system, the tutorial didn't really talk about very much. It just kind of mentioned it. Where you gain focus for doing damage, taking damage, and dodging attacks is really solid. I like it a lot. I think that it gives you a lot more options when it comes to being able to play around with stuff. Like there's an ability you can get that gives you, a passive ability that gives you ice damage when you're focused.
Might be better to move forward instead of debating. Those blocks used to be an artificial.
What do you mean? Oh, really? Which blocks? As in, like, these blocks? This world's super cool, so I want to learn as much about it as I should have dodged that or parried that as I can. I've gotten used to my halberd and how it staggers them. Also, you can't just drop down onto stuff. Just want to make sure that you're not going to fall into an abyss first. But I think this world is really interesting. I like this combat a lot. I like the characters a lot. And there are some crazy things you can do with this combat system. Exploration in here is really cool. He's using a veil. Okay, he fell off. But remember how I was just talking about, but some enemies have weapon types that you do too? Yeah, there are enemies that use veils just like you do. So you need to be able to manage your usage of your veils and the rest of your kit. Stop them. To defeat them. Go. You also gain a map as you go, as you clear out the area, and it gives you the map percentage as well. For the actual map itself. It doesn't have percentages for items in the map. And people will come back to areas that you've already been to. NPCs will show up. Oh, nice. Another depths map. Those are really cool. Depths are procedurally generated. In fact, what we might do is... Oh, there's another missile over there. What we might do is go just a little bit further here and then go back to the depths and show that off. And then call this. I really like Code Vein so far. It's definitely not perfect. Everything things are, right? The AIs do a very high amount of damage too, as if they were another player. And always know where enemies are when they're coming up. Normally have the right move to make to get out of a situation. I thought I rolled up far enough away from... Ow! Oh! Ho 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 ho! Oh ho! Damage numbers are high! Damage numbers are high! Yep, thanks, Louis. But, as I was about to say, despite how much damage they do, you really kind of want the backup. I think there could be a fun challenge run where you don't have it, because you're facing a lot of enemies. And as you can see, those enemies hit really hard. I went from almost full to nothing very quickly. Ow, staggered. Louis, back me up here. He's just going to block that one up there. But he did clear out the other guy while I was trying not to die. Glad my dark attacks hit you pretty hard too. See ya. No, you don't. Get down. That's one. Oh, I didn't roll that in time. There we go. Hey, big boy. Oh, I'm out of healing too. Got him. Louis, you don't have a health share, do you? Could you maybe give me a health share? Ah, Dark Seeker vested. Getting those vestiges are what gives you more blood code, so they're super useful. I do, however, think that with us out of healing, we're gonna grab this and roll away. Grab it, grab it, grab it. Just in case they're behind us. I mean, I know they're behind us. There it goes, it's starting to fire. I think with our complete lack of healing and almost no health, we'll probably go ahead and go back to base here and check out those depths. This world is so cool, man. Like, post-apocalyptic worlds are a dime a dozen when it comes to games nowadays, right? But I think this one really does succeed in doing something different. By having very different areas, hopefully the depths that I show off here will show that as well. very different areas that allow you to get a different feel for the idea of an apocalypse. It's not just ruined buildings, it's also caverns going down into the earth. It's old broken mechanical coral reefs. You know, there's a lot to this world, a lot more than it seems when you first get into it. Because at first it definitely seems like it's just going to be ruined buildings over and over again. Load screens are a little long, especially the one to go back to base. Going back to base takes a while, unfortunately. Okay. We get any upgrade materials? Can we upgrade anything?
What do you want to upgrade?
I do still wish I do still wish you could sprint at base then. That would be great.
Okay.
It'd be really cool if you could sprint it. Real quick. Also, there's this weird loading screen every time you access a missile, which is really strange. You want to get it? No. Just level up. You also level everything at once. You don't get your choice. But I don't mind that so much. It makes it a lot easier for them to balance around every build, because every build will have the same stats at those levels.
I'll lead the way. Just tell me where we're going. Don't
Town
be overeager.
sacrifice.
Come back immediately if you sense danger. Understood?
Alright, so the depths are, to my understanding, procedurally generated. You have to have a key to be able to get in there. We need 3 keys. You have to fight a boss to get each key. But when you kill the boss, you get all of your health and all of your regions back.
Good to be with you.
As if you hadn't lost any. Which is really cool. See ya. But you don't. Again, I think this combat system's really solid. I think that if I had a little bit more time to mess around with it, I would probably be able to come up with a pretty good build here. And I think I'm on the road to a good build right now. Missed. There we go. I really like what I'm able to do currently. I just think I want to replace my my buffs a little bit. I have a redundant one on my second hotbar on 3, just left D-pad. Uh-oh. One of the lost. So this can happen too. I'm assuming online it would be invaders like other players. But I've never seen another player come in for invasion. I have played online a few times, but loading screens seem to be a little bit worse when I'm online. So I normally play offline. Ow, ow, ow! Those kickers hurt a lot. Health. I rolled the wrong way. Oh. There we go. Roll back. So you can get overwhelmed really quickly when the Lost invade. If you're not careful. I'm about to die. I'm about to die. I'm out of stamina. Oh, I got stamina, but I'm about to die. I'm stuck on geometry. I'm stuck on geometry. Thank you, Louis. And that's what I'm talking about how you kind of want your backup from your allies. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay. We're not okay. We're about to die. Oh, we're about to die. We're about to die. That's another kicker. Oh, that's another dog. When the Lost invade, you kind of just have to wear them down and take them out. Oh, there's another dog. Another kicker. Oh my gosh, I need health. This is bad. We're getting overwhelmed. Louis. Thanks, Louis. Oh, they're all lined up, too. Perfect. Oh, I got hit on the backswing. Louis down. This is bad. This is really bad. The kicker got me. The kicker got me. There's another kicker, too, and that's a dagger. That's geometry. No, I'm dead. All right. So the loss will show up whenever you're around... whenever you're around vestiges. And, yeah, they hurt a lot.
How do you feel?
They hurt a whole lot. Let's go get our echoes. They're not blood echoes. They're haze. Let's get our haze, but kind of. All right. Take this guy out so we have a place to run to. I was trying to go back to the main area and failed miserably at that. I was about to say his shield will block all my forward assaults, but didn't say it in time, so, you know. Sweet, more lost shards. More haze. But a haze counts. Alright. See if we can get a stealth hit here. Nope. We're not getting that stealth hit because Louie's going to run forward to fight this guy. Again, that's the only other problem with AI is that you can't tell him just wait, you know? Oh, didn't get it. I actually don't know if you can stealth kill those guys. The dogs. Alright, let's go pick this up this time. Oh, it's a Hermes. Nice. I want to follow that story more. Watch out for the geometry! I was just about to say, look out for that sign that's going to block our movement. Ow! Ow! There's just so many of them this time, man. I have a feeling that the depths are, like, level scaled almost. And, like, I shouldn't be to this one, I don't think, yet. Based on the sheer amount of loss. This is the most lost I've ever seen. Watch your back, Trey. Watch your back. Remember, there's more coming. Oh, I'm facing the wrong way because I didn't lock on. That hit would have really helped, too, because it would have staggered that guy. Okay, there's not one behind me right now. Just like that. And then finish him off with a spear. Switch to the halberd. No! Louis! Thanks, Louis. Thanks, Louis. Oh, here comes the boss. The boss of the vestige, or the lost wave. We take the big one out, we win. No more lost then. Don't you do it, don't you do it. There we go.
That's quite valuable.
I did not, of course, remember to use my veil at all in there. That's probably my biggest problem that I have. It's not a problem with the game, it's a problem with me. Is that I always forget to use the veil. This is a really effective combo that can hit a bunch of enemies at once, and I always forget to use it. But as you can see, I used Blood Ichor very readily during that fight. There was no point where I wasn't choosing to use it, really, and I still have quite a bit.
Should check that out.
We'll take on... We should probably find the boss. We should probably honestly go back and...
Watch out. Enemy present.
There's the... Oh, hey, here's some of these guys not in a situation where they're climbing up something. Oh, they have... Okay. I didn't know what that was. All right. Gotcha. One other really cool thing is, unlike some of the other games that are Souls-likes, the equipment that you're holding doesn't technically weigh you down unless you have it up. So, like, when you switch weapons, it's a different weapon weight. It'll affect your rolls and things like that. Oh, there's not a boss for that. Okay. Which is really interesting. I think that's a cool mechanic. Of, like, when you're using the spear, the halberd doesn't weigh me down. Otherwise, I would only be able to have one equipped and then maybe, like, a light weapon. Oh, boy. There's a lot of people here, too. Really need to replace that. That shot's cheap. I feel like it doesn't hurt to have it, but... Oh! That guy's got a gun! There we go.
We handled that pretty well.
Alright, we'll clear this one out then, and then we'll probably call it. Hoping for a backstab there, but I didn't get it. But we did knock his shield away. I really like this halberd too. Really good. You know, I really like that blood teleport. That feels really good to use. Another cool thing I think too, I didn't talk about this earlier, but a lot of the abilities I have are not from the Prometheus blood code. A lot of the abilities that I have are from other trees because you can save them once they're mastered, basically.
Checking your equipment?
And so
Watch then.
once you have them mastered, you can use them with any blood code. Which again just makes it even more where you can mess around with builds as much as you want.
That's
You don't. All in all, again, I think this game may not be too incredibly difficult so far. I think my most deaths to a boss was 3. But I find it really enjoyable. And not everything has to be bone-crushingly difficult, you know? Sometimes you can just have a good time fighting stuff. With the help of your AI partners. And another cool thing is you can choose not to bring your AI. Ow. Louis, it's not Louis. I keep calling him Louis. It's Louis. You can choose not to bring them back at the base. You can go it solo if you really want to. There we go. Which is cool. I like that it gives you the option, you know? We probably could have got a backstab on that. I think that means we fully explored this branch, unless there's something to the left.
on my way.
Don't have any more. Is that a missile?
That's...
That is, and that's a boss fight right there. Alright, we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. We'll probably die because we have no health, but we'll give it a go. The cool thing about the depths boss fights is they are just regular enemies with big health bars. So you can work in your regular combos and pull your regular stuff and it works. Oh, thanks, Louis! I was going to try and do the big hit there, but... Oh, he has daggers. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, they are just regular enemies with bigger health bars, so it is nice. But they didn't drop a key because the key was dropped by that secret that we found. That was where the key was, so... Yeah, that's basically what you have here. The main goal of these depths is to get gear and haze and cool stuff. And there's almost always some cool stuff hidden in the... Code Vein, it's really fun. I like it a lot. I'm definitely going to have some more thoughts on it as I go. But until next time, let me know your thoughts on Code Vein. This is probably the most that I've come around on a game this year. Of, I don't know about this game, to, okay, I really enjoy this. Unless it just throws itself away at the ending, which apparently there are multiple endings, then this will definitely be in my top 10 so far. But until next time, I've been Trey. This has been The Full Spectrum. And remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. Code Vein has to offer.